Developing here at 5, a postal worker is in the hospital after being shot inside an apartment building in Everett. Investigators say the shooter is a package delivery driver.
Breaking news, a postal worker shot in the face at an Everett apartment complex. Investigators say the suspect is a package delivery driver and is now in custody. It happened just before 1 p.m. at the West Mall Place Apartments, and that's where we find Fox 13's Alejandro Guzman. Ali, what can you tell us?
Yes, Amira, we're right outside those apartments. They're located right near the Everett Mallway here in Everett. And I want to show you exactly what we're dealing with because police say that postal worker was actually shot in the face right before 1 p.m. And investigators are confirming that the employee was, or that the victim is a United States Postal Service employee. You can see that van is still here at the entrance of the complex. We're told it should be towed here momentarily, but in the meantime, that driver, the accused shooter, is currently already in custody. And postal inspectors confirmed that the carrier was confronted, that there was a small fight near the mailroom.
All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about a very serious situation that I just saw that I feel needs to be talked about. Especially since I am in the delivery business, the parcel business, the courier deliveries business, whatever you want to call it, right? So today's video is we're gonna talk about an incident that occurred between an Amazon driver and a United States Postal Service worker, aka the mailman, where one of the Amazon drivers apparently pulled out a weapon and shot at a United States Postal Service worker's head, and apparently did wound him or them. But anyways, so coming from a driver perspective, right? I've been in the driving business for almost 3 years now, and before that, I was in the trucker industry. I worked at a bunch of shipping warehouses, and I have a little bit of experience with like the semi warehouse business background, and then I transitioned over to like the courier business. So like I've done Amazon in the past. Obviously you've seen me at DHL, but I want to talk about this incident that occurred a few days ago down in Everett. So this was actually pretty local to where I'm at, and it's pretty close to home. And it's just something that we don't really expect to hear, because we like to believe that all of us that are out there delivering packages are just trying to provide a service, and we don't really think about altercations like this. I myself personally have talked to many different delivery couriers, Amazon guys, UPS, FedEx guys, and other of those other guys that are out there that are third parties, and never have I ever had an altercation before where I felt like threatened by one of them or anything. So this is kind of an odd situation, to say the least. But anyways, as you saw at the beginning here, there was a shooting, and the man that was shot in the head was transported to a hospital. Now, there's no updates. I haven't been able to find any updates yet on the condition of the individual. But my man, if you're watching, speedy recovery. I hope for the best. This should have never happened to you. And so then I want to talk about when we're out there providing this service, right? People buy stuff online and they ship it through whatever company, or service provider that is covering that service, right? So I've shipped car parts, I've shipped toys for Christmas, books, everything, right? And usually the biggest one right now is Amazon. Obviously a lot of people buy it through Amazon, so therefore they get delivered through Amazon services. But there's been times where I've had to use DHL, there's been times where I've had to use FedEx Express because it was the only option, or it was the cheaper option, most affordable, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, moving on to when I personally go out there and I'm on the streets delivering stuff, I usually always have positive, actually, they've always been positive experiences with other delivery drivers. So I don't understand what happened here, but it's kind of alarming because we do see a lot of Amazon drivers while we're out on the road. We use the same drop off areas, the same mail rooms. Um, Sometimes we see them, often the same guys in the same area if you have a specific route, so on and so forth, right? So, only thing I could find right here was that he was confronted by another individual, and then a small altercation took place where the carrier was unfortunately shot in the face. Um, so here is he's still alive, right? That's great news, and he's at Harborview, which is a hospital, local hospital here in the Seattle area. Um, so Everett is actually about without traffic, I'd say it's about 50 to an hour north. And this happened over by the Everett Mall area, which is a pretty congested area. There's a lot of apartments. There's new construction going on. Um, so people. It's a pretty busy location. So it's a little concerning because if we can't even work together and get stuff delivered. Now, I don't know what was said. I don't know what went down, but this is something that I feel could possibly affect, even my job or, we got to start looking out for, you know, our drivers at our location because, not to blow it out of proportion or nothing, but what would be the reason for having to pull out a weapon, right? Something was said, I don't know, but doesn't sound like there was anything physical except for the weapon being discharged. But again, like what could have possibly went down for a man or a delivery driver to pull out a weapon? I'm genuinely curious. So, anyways, guys, I feel like this had to be talked about since I am in the business of, parcel companies, parcel deliveries, and this was pretty close to home. I actually have delivered over there in that area where the mail worker was shot, which is kind of, it's kind of sad to hear about. But if you manage to watch this video, man, speedy recovery. I hope you get back to your daily routine and safe recovery. And as far as the Amazon driver, man, whatever was going on, that moment in your head, or if you were having a rough day, I hope you figure it out as well, because I personally don't think there's ever any reason to try to take anybody out like that. Words were said, okay, maybe an altercation, but as I'm reading here, people were all saying that this individual was well known. They're out there every day. Let's see, someone else said that he's a regular mail carrier for several years. Cool dude, hardworking, down to earth, funny, regular guy. Sounds like this guy was a regular, which doesn't make sense because, you see the same faces every day. Maybe he had beef with somebody. I don't know, but still, I don't see why you should pull out a weapon like that when you're just out there trying to get, your work done. We're all out here trying to make some money. As someone that I know has once told me in the past, we're all squirrels out here trying to get our nuts. So, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If anyone knows what actually happened, or anyone was, a local around there, I'm curious as to know what exactly went down and why it resulted in a gunshot wound to the head. So, anyways, guys, appreciate you for watching. Leave a thumbs up on my video here. It helps me out. and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care then.